Well, I hope that you are preparing for a great Thanksgiving and Christmas season. It's not often that we have to have this opportunity to be reflective and look back. And I hope that that's what you're doing. But today we want to talk about what's easy to find and hard to remember. In the world where everything moves super fast, it takes a lot for a woman or a man to slow him or herself down and put life in perspective. And a lot of times we put life in perspective after tragedy, during catastrophe. Why is that? Well, that's why the question is there. What's easy to find and hard to remember? Welcome to the Coach's Corner. I thank you for following us on Spreaker. I thank you for telling a friend about us. This is SIBN's Radio, Coach's Corner. Show enough. What is easy to find? You ain't gonna believe my answers today. What's easy to find? Let's count them. There's a whole lot of things easy to find. Number one, it's always easy to find something wrong. Always. It's always easy to find something wrong. It's always easy to find trouble. Why is that? Now, look, I told you I don't have all the answers. I'm just here to get you to the finish line. And that's going to be a formula that I don't even have. I'm just playing my part. Trouble is easy to find. It's easy to find what you don't have. Very easy. Just listen to one of your friends, well, girl, I just, somebody showed me a picture of a car, and I guess I was supposed to celebrate the person when they showed me the picture, but I was kind of confused at why they were showing me the picture. It's easy to find somebody doing better than you, or the perception of them doing better than you. As I said earlier, it's easy to find fault. Now, don't confuse that with constructive criticism, because we have a generation of folks who can't take criticisms from covenant people. Let me just put that out there, plain and simple. I'll just make a side note. We got a generation of folks who got a huge case of I got this. And the sad part about it is when you think you know, that's when you can't grow, and your brains and your body, I dare to say, more brains than bodies getting in the way of God's wisdom. And I don't know what we're going to do about that either. But you got a whole lot of folk that can't take criticism. So, when they're finding fault and taking in criticism so that you can better yourself from someone you know has your back is a whole different story. And we have defense mechanisms in place that ensure nobody criticizes us until we get ready. The hell kind of mentality is that? We condition ourselves. We put people in their place. I'll give you a piece of my mind. I'll scream at you, yell at you, cuss you out, and make you feel like crap. Well, it's always easy to find, as I'm getting back to it's easy to find fault. Maybe I should explain the difference between finding fault and criticism. Finding fault is without any purpose or anchor, pointing out a deficiency, without any plan, any record of care to ensure that the deficiency is brought up to a level of sufficiency. You know, just for the hell of it. Did you see what she had on? There ain't no purpose in that. Ain't no purpose in that at all. Did you see what he was wearing? Did you see what she was driving? And he said that he was the, you see what I'm saying? We didn't get confused, you know, but you can always find fault. Another way of looking at finding fault, you can always find fault. You can always find where the crack is. That's on the other side of finding fault. You know, like fault in the plan or fault in the foundation. You get it? Step your mind on up into there. You know, step on into there. Because, you know, there's a whole lot of different ways of looking at the word fault. You know, we have, you know, I hate to keep pausing, but I'm going to tell you another thing that's easy to find. It's easy to find a bunch of victims. They hide in the best clothes and living in the best houses and driving the best cars, if you will. I'm not talking about wealth and all that. I'm just talking about the best on the middle class level. You know what I mean? And they look like average folks. But it's easy to find a bunch of folks still thinking like victims. You know why? But you can tell their security gets rattled real quick when everything don't go their way. It's easy to find victims. Everybody want to talk about how they being treated. Well, I'll be damned. So you're being treated bad. Are you? And that brings me to this. What's hard to remember? What's hard to remember? Oftentimes in the Bible, when they would have a victory, God would tell them specifically to memorialize the place so they would not forget. But we are people that often forget the hard times when good times roll. Easy to find fault, easy to find what you don't have, easy to find trouble, easy to find good booty. I think I had your number right. Easy to find a good free drink, easy to find a good pimp, player, punk. Hard to remember what your grandmama taught you, though, ain't it? I got you. I feel you. Hard to remember that sermon from Sunday where you were jumping up and down and saying, "Amen, go Bishop." Hard to remember what you promised to do when you got married. What you promised you would stop doing. Hard to remember the blessings. Hard to remember what's right for some people. Hard to remember the wisdoms. Because, you know, knowledge is I hate to go back to a biblical principle that says knowledge pulls you up. You think you know something because you know something, but you don't know nothing. The older you get, the less you know. You've accumulated more life experiences, but you know crap, man. Because take a look around. People are scratching their heads like, what the heck is this? Because they're trying to let you know they don't know what they know, but they don't have a clue or a handle on what they know. And so knowing stuff puffs you up. You think you all that. It makes you feel like you something. I'm not telling you no lie. Y'all the ones that may be listening to me that got friends that know about hair, you can't tell them nothing about no curl and no rolling this and no conditioner and no shampoo. They're going to tell you the best of the best of the best in their minds. It's easy to find people who know. It's hard to remember humility is the way. It's hard. It's sure enough damn hard to remember humility is the way. It's hard for folks. That's all of us. And, you know, when you think about covenant and family, and when you're really thinking about settling down, let me just hit to that point in a minute. You know, the issue is this. If you train yourself to run the ragged edge forever and a day, how in the heck you're going to be able to now have the discipline to settle down by a quiet brook and fish? Sit down in the park with your kids and be able to have wisdoms to proceed through the troubles of uncalculated issues and situations that will arise, of which your intelligence alone would be no match. As I said, it's easy to find folk who know, but it's hard to remember that you as an individual, despite what you think, have to challenge yourself to grow. And you know what? There are going to be times when you just ain't even got a clue, but you can fall back on what's hard to remember. Your blessings. I have a challenge and a question. Why are we so ungrateful? Why? Because gratefulness is something we have to practice. So in the next couple of days, hopefully we'll be able to do that. Hopefully you'll join us on the Coach's Corner special edition of Thanksgiving, where we roll out with some music, maybe some phone calls, interviews, shout outs, and all that. But hey, follow me, tell a friend. I don't have all the answers. I'm trying to do my part, because we got to get you to the finish line. If we don't do nothing else, we got to do that. Follow me now on Spreaker, Twitter. Did you know you can also subscribe to us on YouTube? What up with that? Holla.